We're going to finish on Apple TV with a new thriller series called Imperfect Women. And here's a clip.
A body was found early this morning that we have reason to believe is your wife's.
I've done things
You may have been the last person to talk to your friend.
you'll never know.
Can you tell us anything that you remember from last night?
Part of me thinks we will get through anything, right? Then the louder part of me's like, might as well burn it to the ground. We didn't know everything there was to know about her.
Yes, so this has been, well, it's inspired by author Araminta. It's a very posh name, isn't it? Araminta Hall's 2020 novel of exactly the same name, and it's an 8-parter. And it centres around the friendship between these sort of 40-odd-year-old women, Eleanor, played by Kerry Washington, Mary by Elisabeth Moss, and Nancy by Kate Mara. And their lives are shattered when one of them, I'm not going to say who, is murdered. It reminds me, Ian, and I can't remember the name of it. We reviewed it some weeks back now. It feels very, very similar to that, where there's sort of this group of women are supposedly good friends, but really, what do they actually know about each other? And I think what this trades off is the idea that the person watching it is of similar age and maybe has a group of friends that, I mean, this lot are, you know, quite outrageous at moments in time, but have a friendship with people, you know, sometimes years long. And when something happens to one of them, like it does in this, all the stuff that comes tumbling out, all the shocking revelations, you know, what do you really know? And I suppose that's really what this trades off is you kind of think, you know, asking yourself what would happen with my mates if that were to happen. And this is really based on treachery, lies, sex, you know, it's a proper romp really at times. I kind of enjoyed it from what I've seen of it so far, but equally, again, I don't feel that it really broke any boundaries to what anyone else has done. You know, that there's, when you read the interviews with these women, they say, oh, yeah, everyone's so talented and they're fierce and they're fearless. But actually, this is just a script of 3 women who are, you know, doing things they shouldn't be doing things behind each other's backs. And you're caught up in this this kind of like, you know, web of lies, really. And the husbands don't really know what's going on, and some of them do. And there's people that they're having affairs with. And I just don't feel like it's breaking any real, you know, boundary here at all. I think it's quite clunky at times. I don't think it, as I say, I think it trades off the idea that it's relatable. But being a 40-something woman, I don't find it particularly relatable. I don't think any of my friends are behaving in quite that way. There's lots of different kind of backgrounds here. Some are affluent, some are not so. So there's that kind of dynamic going on. I mean, if you like Araminta Hall's novel, will this live up to it? Possibly, yes. I haven't read it, so quite often it'll deviate. I don't think it deviates that much, actually, from what I understand. And it brings that to life, but it is quite an easy view. And I don't think it's going to really. It's not going to make column inches for months to come, is what I would say. What do you think, Ian?
Yeah, familiar ground, isn't it? Rich, attractive people whose perfect lives are turned upside down by a murder. Some series do that really well. I think it's maybe aiming for a sort of Big Little Lies type vibe. And of course, that was excellent. But what I would say this has in common with the Madison is that a lot of money has been spent on it. It's got some big names headlining, but it's pretty poor. The characters are not at all likable. I mean, I know it's called Imperfect Women, and so part of it is the fact that, they're all of them are doing things that are sort of, slightly dodgy. But yeah, I wasn't interested in the characters. I didn't find them at all believable. Kerry Washington's character Eleanor, when she goes into the office, the place where she works, it's just so fake. The dialogue's dreadful. She keeps kind of looking at the camera in this weird way, which is, I suppose, to be conveying some kind of emotion, but it just looks like bad acting. I didn't care about any of the characters. I mean, I love Elisabeth Moss, who plays Mary. So I guess of the 3, yeah, she was kind of relatable. But Yeah, it's these sort of rich, privileged female friends, blah, blah, blah. Don't really care about any of them. And I thought that some of the dialogue was just utterly dreadful. So, yeah, not for me. I think other series have done this much, much better.